Finding love is hard at the best of times.
I would love to settle down and find someone, but I'm not one of those people that needs to have a boyfriend.
You're one of these 21st century.
No, not at all.
But when you're young, single and religious, it's a whole other ballgame.
In the Quran, it actually specifically states that men and women aren't even to be in the same room.
If you could meet your ideal Jewish person, what would it be?
Full head of hair.
Excellent.
There's definitely pressure to get married, especially when you're the last one to be married and going to your last best friend's wedding.
Tonight we're following 3 Christians on their journey to find love.
It's just kind of saying, OK, God, I'd like to meet somebody. I'm going to do my part.
God has the ability to plop this man down from the sky, but I'm worried he might be really ugly.
We'll find out what happens when you're looking for a wife.
My mom's like, son, hurry up. I want some grandchildren, you know.
But dating doesn't come easy.
I'm a little bit apprehensive, a little bit anxious. It's been a long time since I've been on a date.
And when you've been devastated by love once before,
It broke my heart. It really did.
can you ever pick up the pieces and find happiness again?
This potentially could be the person I've been waiting for, and I've never felt like this about somebody.
Love you.
It still kind of feels like, okay, am I going to wake up in a minute?
27-year-old Katie is a born-again Christian youth pastor from Manchester. She's been single since her engagement broke off 5 years ago. Lately, she's been hoping God will find her someone else.
I used to be like, no, I'm just going to wait. I will wait until God finds me the right person. And, you know, kind of say, boom, here's a guy.
I believe that God is the perfect matchmaker. Whether to be proactive about it or whether to just wait and see what God does is the difficulty.
Katie's ex-fiancé used to go to her church, and she'd been hoping that's where she'd meet someone new. The problem is, nearly everyone there's a member of her family.
I've kind of realised, well, I've got to go out and work together with him and say, OK, God, where is this guy?
Katie and her fiancé broke up just before the wedding. It's taken her a long time to feel she's ready to meet someone else.
Broke my heart. It really did. I mean, I struggled with it for a long time afterwards.
We actually booked a reception and actually paid for a wedding dress.
You just prepare yourself for everything that involves, and then for that to be suddenly gone, that was quite hard to deal with, really. Yeah, just real struggle at that time.
Katie's now trying to put the past behind her.
I know quite a few people who are single and really happy as a Christian. Just personally, I want to be married. I want to get married.
Katie may be ready to find love again, but knowing where to find the Christian man of her dreams is not so easy.
I do need to kind of go out and find, well, not go out and find, but go out and try and meet people. I personally wouldn't go to a pub to meet a guy because, well, for one, I don't want to meet a guy that drinks. So the types of places that I'll probably go are more places that I'd find godly Christian guys.
Lots of young Christians meet their partners at church, and today Katie's going to an evangelical church in nearby Sheffield with a massive congregation.
Hopefully it's going to have loads of young people. It'd be nice to meet quite a few people my own age, I think.
But when she does find her perfect match, it won't just be the two of them in the relationship.
I think a husband should expect that Jesus would come first, and that he would come second. That might be quite hard to understand for people because generally we talk very much about falling in love and that person being our number one. But actually, if Jesus isn't number one, then ultimately you're trying to put somebody else in place where he should be.
Hope City has a congregation of 2,000, and luckily for Katie, 600 of them are under 30.
you've got a good-sized church here as well, that you know people are going to be coming in and you're going to get opportunities to meet somebody.
Yeah.
So because I only have a small church, I'm kind of like, I need to spread my wings a bit.
Yes. This is what it says in Matthew 7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find.
So, have you spotted anyone in here this morning that we could hook you up with?
I haven't really had a look. I feel really bad. I know. Because I was so focused like this.
See, if you were a guy right now, you'd be very happy because there are how many great girls to choose from? Us girls, limited
You do
choice.
have a few guys there.
We do, and most of them are probably married for about 6 years because they all got married at 21 round here.
Yeah, that's the problem in churches. It's like as soon as you hit an age, it's like, you need to get married.
There is more for your life.
With so few single men at the church, Katie's trip to Sheffield hasn't been as successful as she hoped.
And God, you are not on the scrap heap. God has not forgotten about you. He is placing new dreams in your heart and you're going to be thinking, can I really do that? And God says, of course you can.
So you have to keep screaming till they hear you out.
27-year-old Richard from London became a Christian when he was 14.
I stand before you today as a born-again Christian, as a man that has a love and passion for God.
As a born-again Christian, Richard believes God speaks to him directly, and he sees it as his mission to spread the word of God.
I'd like to encourage you to get serious for God, because He's serious about you.
When he's not flying around the world spreading the gospel, he's producing, directing and presenting his very own Christian TV show.
What would you say to young men out there that are just trying to find the perfect partner in life?
God is interested in putting people together and creating power couples for the kingdom of God.
Although Richard would like to meet someone, he's been single for the last 2 years.
I think Richard doesn't have a lady at the moment because he works crazy hours.
Approaching a lady and trying to ask her out for a date, it doesn't come very natural to me, if I'll be very honest with you. I actually get very shy.
I see Richard with a really caring person, really soft person, someone with a really good heart.
The next relationship that I end up being with, I would certainly hope that it's right. You know, I really want it to be the right person for my life.
Oh, I love her eyes.
Today, after church, Richard's catching up with his family.
We all have different characters, and he's very, very caring. Yeah. You know, he's a gentleman.
The kind of woman I'll see Richard with is like with blonde hair. Not fake blonde. Real blonde. Real blonde. All right. You know, Richard loves his fashion, you know, so definitely a lady who looks good and and I'm sure Richard will make sure she does if she doesn't.
Indeed.
Richard's only had one serious relationship in his whole life. But Richard's mum is keen to see him married as soon as possible.
Yeah. I would love a lady for Richard who is a Christian. One nice, lovely daughter-in-law. And I'm sure God will bring her because I've been praying about that.
That's right.
Thank you. Yes.
If Richard's going to keep his mum happy and find himself a wife, he needs to get out and about more. So tonight, he's come to a Christian club night organised by his church. He's brought his good friend Anna along.
Our families grew up together, so we grew up on the same estate. He was a lot cuter then.
Ow! She's going to get in serious trouble, you know. A lot cuter, yeah. It's great having people like Anna in my life because, like, Anna was saying to me today that I should spend more time hanging out, getting out of the office. You're kind of stepping out your comfort zone. Can we get a lemon and orange? And I'll get a lemonade.
From the street, cousin, you know the drill. I'm 999 pounds short of a meal.
But it soon becomes clear the Christian club night is not quite what they imagined.
You see the man shining. Get up off them goddamn diamonds.
And after less than half an hour, he bails.
It's not really the environment, I guess, that I would find my life partner at, because I would not expect my life partner to dance around with other guys or her lady friends in a very sexual way, because I certainly would not do that.
The inappropriate way of dancing would be continuous gyrating moves in a girl and a guy facing bum to chest.
Oh, if you've got it, flaunt it. Not really.
It's not cool to drink alcohol, but then that's not even really a Christian thing. I just don't think alcohol's cool.
In your relationship, you should try not to kiss passionately because it just naturally leads on to other things if you're a good kisser. So,
even if you're a bad kisser, maybe.
So if you want to come round this way.
Katie has made a vow not to have sex until she's married.
Okay, if we can bring it down a level, girls.
As a youth pastor, she and her best friend Sarah teach workshops on the Christian views on sex.
Christians can think, well, sex is bad. That is totally wrong. Sex is a good thing. Sex was created by God to be enjoyed.
But that's within marriage. It's meant for commitment. It's meant for life. Sex in marriage is supposed to be like amazing. I don't know because I'm single, but
I'm married and it's great.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that when I'm married too. And I can say to my husband, I have waited for you.
Hopefully Katie won't have to wait too long. She's been looking online for a while and not had much luck. So she signed up for a Christian speed dating event in London, where single Christian men should be guaranteed.
This is kind of something completely different that I would never normally do, really. But on the flip side, it's like really exciting. Quite looking forward to it, really.
At a speed dating event, it's all about first impressions, and Katie's got to decide what's going to look good and godly.
I wouldn't want to wear probably anything that's too short or too low. I wouldn't want to give the guy the wrong impression. So I don't want him to think I'm a bit easy or anything like that. You love God, so I feel that the way I dress is a way to show him that I love him.
Godly outfits sorted, but Katie's got no idea what to expect tonight.
I'm just hoping that conversation is easy and not like pulling teeth. That would be quite hard. So, does this go? Oh, that is doing my head in.
Dan.
Ben and I'm Katie.
Cool.
I best write your name down so they can.
There are nearly 500,000 single evangelical Christians in the UK, but sadly, only 10 available men have turned up.
So where have you come from then? Because you're not English.
Yes.
You are English. Were you born in England?
No. I was born in Iran.
Born in Iran. Oh wow. Okay.
I was studying IT.
Oh, okay.
If you have any problem with the computer, you
I can come to you.
Yeah.
It was very nice to meet you.
Very nice.
There's it.
Thank you. Where is my pencil?
Oh, have you lost your pencil?
We moved around a lot as kids because my dad was a vicar.
Oh, seriously? My dad's a pastor.
Yeah. Kind of where I live, it's just like on the edge of the countryside, so I just love going walking, cycling.
So you're quite active then? You exercise quite a lot?
Trying to.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll catch you later.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you then. Yeah.
I feel like I'm marking people. It's awful.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird kind of grading people. So, right, are they good enough for me?
What's your name?
My name is Dan. This is my card. This is Dan on it.
Dan. I am. So you prefer Dan to Daniel?
Yes. So, Katie, let me ask you. If you could go anywhere in the world, you could do anything that you wanted to do, what would you do?
I'd love to live in California. That would be like a dream of mine. So, but I don't know what I'd do that. I'd probably do the same job I'm doing actually. So, youth pastor.
Yes, I do youth work as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm not paid youth worker.
Voluntarily. It was nice to meet you too.
Indeed.
She's met a lot of men, but did any of them tick her boxes?
I'm thinking I've met a lot of people that would make nice friends. I don't feel like I've met anybody that I would really consider as a... Oh, I'd like to find out more about that person. really, which is a shame. Am I too fussy? Maybe I'm a bit fussy. Don't know.
You've got to be attracted to them. I'm waiting for the whoosh. Yeah, physical attraction's obviously very important. But it's the first sign, isn't that the first sign that it's the right person for you?
She found me irresistible, and I thought she was okay.
I'm not materialistic, but he could drive a car. That'd be good because it's just practical, you know?
I have such weird opinions on what attracts me. It's going to sound so cheesy, but it's usually someone's heart.
Lorraine is a 27-year-old advertising exec who belongs to a Seventh-day Adventist church in Ilford, Essex. She's been single for 3 years.
My church is mostly older folks and mostly females. Yeah, not many guys.
With 8 women to every man in her church, Lorraine's finding it hard to find any man, let alone the one.
There's a lack of, eligible men. Adam was just given Eve, just like that. She was there.
God has the ability to plop this man down from the sky, but I'm worried he might be really ugly.
He has to be a man of God and easy on the eye, but apart from that, Lorraine's not too fussy.
There is a tick list, but not a lengthy, extensive one. You know, tall, dark and handsome.
Given the lack of suitable men in her church, Lorraine needs to look further afield. So tonight, she's going on a blind date with Richard.
Pretty slick, if I must say. You like that? Yeah, pretty cool. I'm a little bit apprehensive, a little bit anxious. It's been a long time since I've been on a date. I can't even remember how long it's been, but it's been like years, like a long, long time.
Richard's not sure what to wear.
What is that? Is that a built-in scarf? That is a built-in scarf.
Yeah, you put it on and this kind of wraps
Maybe I
around
have
you.
to see it on to be like.
Hey.
Looks good. I like it.
Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nice and cash.
Nice and cash.
Yep. Definitely smarten it up with one of the jackets.
One of the jackets,
and I think, yeah. Really good.
Are you feeling the scarfy thing now? Like, does it make more sense?
It does make sense. It sort of looks cool.
It looks kind of funky, doesn't it?
I'm warming to it.
You're warming to it.
So Richard's got his scarfy thing, and Lorraine's almost set to go as well.
You don't have to work to impress them, is what I mean.
It's all stressful. I feel stressed out now.
Have low expectations.
Have
and
none.
They can only pleasantly surprise you.
Exactly.
Are you going to let him talk and you're going to...
I always let people talk.
Yeah,
because then they can...
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't like going on first dates at all. I hate them. My last first date, an interview, felt like I was being interviewed for like wife. Your ovaries working? Tick.
You're right, lovely to meet you. Lovely. Great to see you.
Oh,
How are you?
I'm alright.
Nice. How was your journey here? Was it okay?
I literally work across. I work in Soho.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Lucky
it was
you.
just, I know. What about you?
I'm a TV presenter.
Okay.
Yeah, TV chat shows and stuff. Interviewing like a lot of like kind of celebrities, from musicians, singer-songwriters stuff.
As an entree, Richard serves up his CV.
Funny story, right? So I guess for me, I was extremely ambitious in life at a very young age.
Okay.
I just had this passion to become a TV presenter, right?
Yeah.
I just believe that I'm here on this earth for a purpose, to make a difference. And I just launched a brand new show called The Richard K Show.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're saying.
And so...
Are you hungry? Because I'm starving.
You know what? I am actually
I'm
hungry.
going to keep it real.
You keep it real, I like that.
Thank you, that was really quick.
That looks nice. Are you a bit of a shopper yourself? You like shopping?
Yeah, I've got issues. And I shop way too much. You have to pay for me.
Sounds like my kind of girl, man. It's weird. You know what? I absolutely love shopping.
Well, that's not going to be good because we'd just be broke.
Very true, very true.
She likes shopping, but does she have anything else Richard's looking for?
So I have to ask you the question, can you cook?
I'm not too bad. I only big up myself too much, but I do like to cook.
Not too bad.
I'm good.
That sounds like, of course I can cook. Damn, I can
You're
cook.
asking.
Wow.
I can cook. I like to cook. Do you not cook?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, a lot of people think I can't cook. Like
Have you poisoned anyone?
Sorry?
Have you poisoned anyone?
No, but my mum isn't favourable to my meals. Neither is my family. Neither is my friends. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, I can cook a really good egg, and I can make toast.
if that's what you want your diet to be.
That's why I need a lady, man. I need a lady that can cook.
Yeah, you need your mum.
Yeah.
I think that he's handsome, but a bit more attracted to his personality than I'd say to maybe him aesthetically. Yes, that is a truth and I'm sticking to it. Of course, I would love to settle down and find someone, but I'm not one of those people that needs to have a boyfriend.
Right, you're one of these 21st century women, right?
No, not at all. Like, listen, I will be in the kitchen, I will do all that wifey stuff, but
Right.
I have been told that I come across like I don't need a man, therefore that's why I don't have one.
Well, I'm such a Lolita. I feel like, you know, you're practically done. Look at me.
Oh, my mum's going to be so ashamed of me. Like, I'm just eating fast. Cool beans, I better go.
As their night draws to an end, is there any real spark between them?
One of those first dates where you chat loads and it doesn't feel like, oh, what time is it now? So no, it was nice. It was nice.
Could I see something happening beyond the date this evening? I thought that she was absolutely lovely, you know.
I assume he thinks I'm a nice person. I think he's a lovely person too. In terms of romance, I'm not sure. I don't know, but I don't think there's a spark necessarily.
I spent a lot of time with her this evening and we've had a lovely time, you know, having a meal together and we had a lot of banter together, but in my heart and in myself, she's just not what I'm looking for. She's just not that person, and that's okay. Not everybody's for you.
For the last 3 months, Katie's been juggling life as a youth worker and Christian dance teacher with her search to find love again.
Okay, so we shall go from here to link it all together.
When I dance, it's not just like, oh, I'm dancing, but actually it's a form of worship as well.
For me, when we do it for you, it's knocking on the door so what you can do.
Recently, she's booked a week off work so she can spend more time looking for someone. And she's heading to the Christian Creation Festival in Cornwall. With 20,000 Christians all in one place, she should have a better chance of finding someone.
Look, I know you're going through some hard times. God knows you're going through some hard times. But listen, God's got a plan.
If you put your hope in Jesus, that can be a firm and secure hope.
Just when everybody's worshipping, it's just amazing feeling, to be honest, because, you know, you're all completely passionate for God, all completely going for it.
As well as energetic worship, Katie's had time to think about the kind of man she'd like to meet. One of the dreams she's always had is that he'd love kids and would come from America.
Just found out 70 American volunteers. Quite exciting. That's if I get a chance to chat to them though. Because they'll be busy, won't they, if they're volunteers? brilliant. All right, okay.
Later that day, Katie's having lunch in one of the tents, and who should happen to be there but the American volunteers. One in particular catches her eye. Jake.
Did you say you were from
Rancho Cucamonga?
Rancho Cucamonga? Yeah. So still from California then?
Yeah, it's California.
Right, okay. Why do I live in Manchester? It's quite nice though. It's just, it's just England though, isn't it? It's not as exciting as hot weather in California.
And I had a really good conversation with a guy named Jake, who's also a youth pastor and really into kids' work and stuff like that. So that's pretty exciting because, well, we've got similar interests and things. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait, it's going to be great.
Richard's given himself a year to find a partner, and if he's going to walk down the aisle soon, he needs to get a move on. Today, he's come to the Dominion Theatre in central London, but not to see a West End show. This afternoon, the venue is hosting the biggest evangelical church in the UK.
One of the things I like about the church is the fact that it's a very young church, very trendy. A lot of girls around here. Amen! Amen to that, thank you very much.
Each Sunday, 6,000 young Christians come to Hillsong Church at the Dominion Theatre, and lots of them are hoping they might meet the one.
Afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
We all okay? When you turn around and say hi to somebody, introduce yourself to them.
Just moments into the service, and Richard struck lucky. He sat next to a girl who is just his type.
It seems that God is working on your behalf.
Before long, Richard unleashes his best opening line.
Love to be able to say.
Buzzing in London, isn't it?
Love to be able to
Buzzing
say,
in London,
hey,
isn't it?
Yeah. If you want. Is it still going to be going in 2 months' time? 2 years? It's a challenge. The very thing that ought to mark the reputation, the very thing that ought.
Thank you very much.
By the end of the service, he's got her number.
We ended up exchanging numbers, which is really cool. I didn't expect that to happen at all, so yeah, kind of see what happens, hey.
24 hours after Richard met the girl in church, he takes the plunge and texts her.
Would be great to see you again, or it would be lovely to see you again. It'd be great to see you again.
He's keen to get a date with her, and he doesn't want to mess it up.
This is kind of like out of my realm. This is not something that I'm used to doing on a on a regular basis. Great to see you again. It would be. No, I want to rechange that. It would be lovely to see. I'm trying not to think about it too much because I just don't want to take it too seriously because I guess it's been a long time since I've been in this situation, and deep down, I guess I don't really want to get hurt. It would be lovely to see you again. By the way, this is my number. Looking forward to hearing from you soon. Richard Kays with a little smiley face. Like, it's gone, it's sent. Hey, my days. I feel a little bit nervous. I don't know whether she's going to text me back.
Now, he's got to wait. "24 hours later..."
Hey, Richard. Exclamation mark. Thanks for your message. Yes, good to meet you. How was your day? Now we're talking. Now we're kind of getting somewhere.
At the Christian Creation Festival, Katie's got one thing on her mind: stepping things up with Jake.
None other than our own Patrick Thompson.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. This is the last one. Normally, I would not make the first move. I wouldn't even think of going up to a guy and chatting to him. I'd wait for him to come and chat to me. decided that this week, okay, I'd put myself out there a bit. You were like, oh no, I can't dance. I was like, you can actually dance. That was quite impressive.
Jake ticks so many of her boxes, even the dancing one. But the evening is drawing to a close.
Yeah, you want to make it relevant. I don't want to be lame. Yeah.
And despite everything going on around them, they just don't notice.
They're Christians, like they've got Christians in the group, supposedly.
Oh, really? Have you got to go soon?
We're all sitting, maybe we're having a meeting.
Oh, are you having a meeting?
Yeah, but you're a blessing. It's been awesome to meet you.
Oh, yeah, it's been good to meet you as well. The last thing I would have expected to meet would be an American, Californian Christian, because that's just amazing, really.
Well, it's great to meet you.
After 5 days at the festival, Katie has to leave. Jake is only in the UK for another 7 days. And she has no idea how he really feels about her.
I think she's beautiful, beautiful inside out. Everything about her was just awesome. And I guess it really blessed me a lot to see that she's the real deal. So she's, yeah, just beautiful in a lot of ways, in every way, so.
Hi! How are you? I'm good, how are you?
Back home in Manchester, Katie goes straight over to her best friend Sarah's.
American, singer, dancer.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Sarah got married 2 years ago when she was 23, and she's now expecting her first child.
Okay, so marry him, get him to move here, and then get him to be your partner for kids' youth work.
We don't even know if he even likes me at this stage.
Yeah, he will.
I don't know.
The only reason he would not like you if he's a complete moron.
No, he's actually a really nice guy.
Jake is the first person Katie has had strong feelings for since breaking up with her fiancé. Now she's got a big decision to make. Should she ask Jake for a date, or should she wait for him to ask her?
Difficult situations, isn't it? So.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, you'd rather a little bit of embarrassment and him turn around and say that he doesn't like you than to always think, well, what if?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I never made the effort and I'll never know now.
Yeah. If he doesn't like me, then it's definitely not God. So that's kind of the easy way out in one sense.
Well, yeah, it is. Oh, you got an American guy.
Well, I haven't got an American guy. I like an American guy. There's a bit of a difference. But it's still quite nice.
I think we should be active, we shouldn't be passive. I think that is important. Why not?
If that's something God put on your heart to find a wife, you should be looking, but at the same time not rushing.
I don't really want to be chasing anyone because it just seems a little bit desperate.
You can't just hide yourself under a rock and say, okay, God, find me someone.
How is he gonna, let you know that perhaps that's the right one if your head's stuck in the Bible? Not that you shouldn't read the Bible at the same time.
Over the last few weeks, Richard's been texting the girl from church. Problem is, he's struggling to pin her down for a date.
I think I need to be a little bit more clear. I want to meet up with you. Text messaging is great. It's been fantastic for now. But hey, are you available? Can we hook up? Can we eventually get like a date out of this?
After 6 weeks and 42 texts, Richard has almost got a date.
Hey, it's been a while, It's been such a long time. I feel like I've got like cobwebs all over me. I've not had a relationship in a long time. It's gone, done and dusted.
In Manchester, Katie's given God a nudge, and she's been in touch with Jake.
I'm just about to look on Facebook to see if Jake has got back to me. I know that he's been online, which is even worse, because then you know that somebody's been online and you know that they've had the opportunity to get back to you. But if they haven't, then that's kind of like, oh, right, that's embarrassing.
But will he want to go on a date with her before he flies back to the States?
Oh, he has got back to me. The question is, what has he got back to me saying? Oh, that's brilliant. Yay! Right, okay, so I'm actually really, really relieved, because I was like, oh no, what if he doesn't want to hang out? That's going to be so incredibly embarrassing. But no, he's okay. So, get to know each other a bit better. I think that'll be really nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I was just wondering if we're still on for today and where you might like us to meet. Look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye. Was that all right?
Yeah, that was good.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's good.
I got nervous. I was like, oh.
Richard's ready to meet the girl from church. He's meant to see her at 5, but she still hasn't confirmed where.
If she doesn't turn up today, then I think you're going to have to just forget her. That sounds really harsh.
Yeah, but no, you're right.
But you can't.
Richard's workmate Zoe is around for a bit of support while he waits.
It's really strange for the first time in my life being in a situation where
you can't.
I'm not in control. Like, it's so weird.
It's good that you can't just make a wife happen.
Yeah, it ain't business, is it? Yeah.
How long do we wait?
Give it half an hour. Oh, we're getting close. 3 minutes to go.
She still hasn't called.
She still has not called. Once he hits 6 o'clock, that's definitely done and dusted.
Oh yeah, but you can't keep waiting all night.
No way. I've never been stood up in my whole entire life. Never ever.
Oh dear.
Never ever been stood up before. Yeah. Oh.
Richard tries to put on a brave face.
This might seem like a negative, but really and truly this is an amazing positive, because it only says that actually she wasn't right for me, but there's someone out there that's right for me. And that can only be, you know, amazing to embrace one day.
Right, what kind of look do you want for your date?
I don't know, just want a normal look.
A normal look?
Yeah, like
Casual.
I don't... Yeah, like me, but like I've made an effort as me. So I don't want to look like somebody else, but yeah.
It's the night before her date with Jake, and Katie's drafted in best friend Sarah to help her choose what to wear.
You've gone down the dress size.
Yeah.
Slimming jeans.
Yeah.
Nice bum. But that's too baggy to go with that top.
Okay.
But
I think it's amazing that I've met him in the first place, really. I'm just looking forward, really, to seeing him tomorrow. And hopefully there'll still be something there, so I'm really excited.
Have you thought about how you might feel when you meet him?
I'm just kind of thinking, just keep it normal and don't be weird.
Katie's meeting Jake in York, and as her car's broken down, she's having to take her sister and niece along too.
I'm so excited for Katie.
It's Katie's first date in 5 years, and the first in a long time for Jake too.
I don't normally go on just dates. I'm really cautious usually about a lot of stuff, and so this is kind of different for me, but I'm excited though because Katie seems rad, so we'll see what happens. what I'm just gonna say is, hey Katie, what's up? Something like that. You can tell I've been working on it for a while now. Hey Katie. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Hiya. I'm good, how are you?
Cool.
Hiya.
Hi. It's
Nice to meet
great to
you.
meet you.
This is Jake, and Jake
After hanging out with Rachel and Chloe May, Katie and Jake head off to spend some time alone.
What's that?
It's my Bible.
Oh, right, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
It's not weird. That's
It's not like my purse or
I'll
anything,
just have a
but-
look at your Bible. Side hug records. It's a big thing with this side hug, isn't there?
Is that an American thing?
Yeah,
or-
it must be.
Okay.
Well, no. Actually, I think it's a Christian thing as well. I think it's
Yeah.
a big Christian thing.
Yeah, there's this book. It's like the conservative Christian like isms or something like that. That they like. There's some
Right,
book,
okay.
and it's talking about the side hug and how it's just like because the full frontal hug is a little inappropriate for some people, and you're like, that's good. Good to know. Yeah.
Oh,
right
that
here.
looks good.
Thank you.
Oh, whoa, there's two.
Cool. Want to pray?
Did you say you want to pray?
Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Cool.
I'm not going to.
All right, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. I just thank you for Katie and that we get to be here together. And thank you that.
Since they last met, Jake has had a revelation about Katie.
Amen. On church on Sunday, in the middle of the message, God put this burning thing on my heart. It wasn't like an audible voice. It wasn't anything. It was just in the middle of the message. It was almost like I zoned out, and then He put this like just love for her in my heart. My hair looks awful right now.
That's fine. It's all right.
I definitely didn't expect
That's
that,
fine.
and especially since I've only known her for like 5 days. And then it's like, this potentially could be the person I've been waiting for, and God works in mysterious ways sometimes, and it'd be pretty mysterious because I wasn't looking for it, for me to find somebody here, because, yeah, back in California, there's lots of girls, but I've never felt like this about somebody, so we'll see. Another word I don't use in America proper.
Like, that means like serious, like...
But despite having such strong feelings, he plays it cool.
Like legit,
like yeah, like
do you say
real,
legit?
like... Yeah, well...
Anyways, there's gonna be a whole lot of things we
I
don't
wouldn't say
say,
it
so.
like that, but...
Legit. Like, it's one of those things like, I hope she likes me, and sometimes I can't tell, so I'm like, I'm just gonna keep praying about it, but I definitely feel like God's opened the door, and it's a door that I definitely want to walk through. Do we ask for the check? Oh, is this the check right here? I got it, don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I saved up for this trip all year.
Yeah.
By the end of the date, they still haven't talked about their true feelings.
Cool. Do you?
Thank you. It kind of feels to me like God's doing something, and that this is kind of a plan of God kind of thing, unraveling. So it's really exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's really, really perfect for you, really. Can't believe it.
So will you be on Facebook over the next couple of days?
Yeah,
or-
I'm gonna try to get on John's computer here, so that...
Oh, right, okay.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. God bless you.
Yeah, and you.
Thanks.
I shall see you soon.
He goes home next Monday, so he's not got very long left in the UK.
But he did tell Katie to come to Edinburgh if she can, which means he wants to see more of her before he goes.
Edinburgh will be the last chance for them to tell each other how they feel before Jake goes home.
Would he stand up to Dad's scrutiny, do you think?
Oh yeah, Dad, you'd love
It doesn't take much to stand up to your scrutiny.
That night, Katie catches up with her mum and Pastor Dad.
And are his family Christians?
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah. So...
You would really, really like him, would I?
Really like him.
Oh, you like him.
If he was telling a story about...
There's one thing that Katie hasn't found out about Jake, though.
No, she decided not to ask that question.
Ask what question? It's the question Nana asked, does he drink?
Yeah, I didn't ask him.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was appropriate. There wasn't really a time to ask, and I hadn't really put that at the front of my mind, to be honest, so...
The important thing is that you believe it's God. and-
Yeah.
And if it is God, then all these other things will fall into place.
when Christians often talk about it's a God thing, that's kind of, it's a way of explaining the unexplainable.
I guess when it's easy, when it comes together easily and when it works easily, then I think it's a God thing. I think.
You just know that, okay, this is exactly what God wants for me to do. So that was pretty much how we were sure that marriage was right for us. I'm questioning it now, though, but no, I'm completely joking.
She's not really questioning it, she's just saying that.
I used to ask for signs, like, you know, God, make that cloud look like you if this man's meant to be. And I don't think God works like that in my life.
I remember a story about Cliff Richard, you know, who's the ultimate Christian bachelor. And he told a story of so many women have come up to him throughout the years and says, you know what, I've had a message and God has told me that we're supposed to be together. And Cliff turned around and said, great, I'll just wait until he tells me.
Born-again Christian Richard still hasn't found his perfect partner after 4 months of hunting high and low. Tonight he's trying another blind date, and this time he's going all guns blazing.
I want to go for a bit of bling this evening. Yeah, a bit of bling. I like my bling. Diamonds. Wow. Richard Kays is about to do dinner.
Richard's date is 23-year-old Laura, a born-again Christian from Bath.
Normally, I'm one of these people that's very last minute with my outfits, but this time round I did have a good think about it. I spent probably a few hours thinking about it, lying awake at night thinking about what I should wear.
She works for the church and, like Richard, for a Christian media company.
I suppose the best thing that could happen would be that we would get on really well, and perhaps then we could go on another date at another point. Maybe, maybe it could be a relationship. I don't know.
Laura's only been single for the last 3 months.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Well, you two, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Just come up on the train, so I'm liking the sparkly shirt. If I knew how bling you were, I would have been like hacking myself. Yeah, bruv. Oh look, I used some like gangster language. I said bruv.
You know, these youngies nowadays say the word sick, which basically means like it was really, really good. So if the food was nice tonight, like, man, that was sick.
Sick, man.
I use the word lush quite a bit. That's so lush.
That's totally not ghetto. That's what like a 13-year-old like schoolgirl uses to describe her pony. Like,
this is so
no.
lush. What words do you use?
Awesome. I use the word awesome all the time because I'm just really lame.
Yeah.
It's such a Christian word as well. That's so awesome.
Such an awesome.
So awesome. I would describe Richard as just fun, like really lovely, and just a really, really good guy.
So can you cook? Are you a bit of a cook?
Wait a minute. What's that question about?
Can
I cook?
Can you cook?
I can clean very well as well.
I love her sense of humour, you know, the parts about her sense of humour that are really silly, but I love it. You know, it says to me that she doesn't take life too seriously, which is fantastic. So, what kind of things do you going to look for in a partner? Or deep questions, eh? We're going there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they escape from me.
Okay, what do I go for a partner? I don't really go for a type. In the past, I've dated people who are Christians, I've dated people who aren't Christians, and I've found from experience that dating someone who's a Christian is a lot easier.
Yeah.
So, what about you? Throwing that question back at you. Are you firing at me?
Yeah, someone that you can just get along with, have fun with and stuff. Like someone that doesn't take life way too seriously. Yeah.
Sounds cool. Yeah. I think often when Christians think of dating, they can get a bit serious about it. Do you know what I mean? The one has to be the one. Yeah. Actually, it's. I think God uses you meeting and being in different relationships in a really significant way to help you grow as a person. We got quite deep then, didn't we?
We got
Should we get deep
9
again?
degrees. Let's go deeper.
It's really just fun and easy to chat to. So yeah, he's probably better than I thought that he could be.
That fancy hair. Yeah, I
I'm shy about those things. I ain't really going to say it outright, I fancy her. Okay, what I'm basically trying to say is it'd be really nice to go out on a second date. I probably did fancy her, or do fancy her, you know what I mean? I said it, there it is, I said it. 2, 5, 4, awesome. Awesome, this has been amazing.
Yeah,
take care, God bless.
you too.
Yeah. Make sure you get home safe, okay?
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, you too.
And I'll be in touch.
Bye.
All right, take care, see you later.
It was only 10 days ago that Katie met Jake, and he's only in the country for another 2 days. So there's hardly any time to work out how they feel.
I just think, because I mean, just where I'm at is like, I guess what I'm at the place of is that, like, I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't want to start crying either because I'm weird. But because, like, I'm horrible at talking. No, but I guess where I'm at is just kind of like, I don't know, like, after meeting you, I really don't want anybody else, you know, like, I'd just like to be around you, and that's like, seriously, like, that's how it's been for me, and so that's why I was like, God, I think there's something really cool happening, you know, I think there's something really real, you know, kind of like, I'd just be happy being with you, you know, and like, that's what I wanted to say, but it kind of like...
My sister said it right. She said, oh, it's like God's hand picked you for me. And that's kind of how I feel about you.
Cool. So we're on the same page, we can make it Facebook official?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Nothing's real until it's on Facebook, is it?
I was just quite taken back by the whole thing, to be honest. It still kind of feels like, okay, am I going to wake up in a minute?
I'm happy just that we got the chance today to be able to talk, so I feel really relieved that she felt the same way, so it's good.
Jake has sent a relationship request on Facebook, so I'm going to confirm it. You are now in a relationship with Jake Rowley. It's Facebook official.
But a relationship for a Christian can come with its own rules.
In all my relationships I've been in, I've actually held off, and so I've actually never kissed anybody before. It was something that I just feel like I want to have that just for my wife and her only. I'm hoping, you know, she'll be my wife, and so we're gonna wait until the day of the wedding to kiss. So that's kind of where it's at.
Wishing you a birthday fit for a princess.
It's been a couple of days since Richard and Laura went out on a date. Tomorrow's her birthday, so Richard's dropping her a line.
It's a gorgeous card, but it might be a little bit too much coming from me. Just because it was, we only had our first date together, so it might be a little bit much for now. It's really good.
Richard still dreams of getting married as soon as possible, but he'll have to wait and see whether things develop between Laura and him.
Happy birthday to one special lady. I look forward to seeing you again sometime from Richard K's, and I put a little kiss there as well. I don't know whether she's Mrs. K's. I think time will tell. Time will tell. I would never rush into a relationship. I'll never go into a relationship having been on a first date. It's just so not Richard K's, you know? For me, a relationship is a very important thing. You know, it's you meeting someone that you potentially one day could spend the rest of your life with. For me, it just reaffirms even more the importance of waiting, because if you don't wait, you can just end up embracing anyone for your life.
Katie's heading to the airport to see Jake one last time. They've only known each other for 2 weeks, and today he's flying back to California. She's certain she's found the right man for her.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. But then at the same point, that's kind of, I feel like that's how I know it's right, because with other guys, I've always felt like I've had to kind of try and make myself feel something for them, at least at the beginning anyway. But like with Jake, it's been really natural. Like, it's completely different to anything that I've ever experienced. But then he's completely different to anybody I've ever met, so it kind of makes sense, really. At the moment, I'm even like, oh, I don't really know, like, whether he wants to hold hands or anything.
How you doing? Good.
I think it's a lot special if you can wait until the wedding day, which is really, really hard. Oh my goodness, because I do like kissing a lot.
Have you tried? Thanks for coming all the way over here.
Thanks, man.
They plan to meet in California in a couple of months.
So when I come and visit you, we should go surfing and try it. We should.
With Jake heading back to the States, their relationship will have to be long distance for now.
Well, anyways, so I'll see you when I see you?
Yeah.
On Facebook, Skype.
Even if you don't have a camera, we can just chat.
Okay.
Because it's free to chat.
Cool.
On Skype. So.
Awesome. All right.
Love you.
Oh, dear. I'm going to miss you.
All right. See you.
See ya.
Jake is kind of like everything that I ever wanted in a guy. And just to know that God knows me in that detail and that he cares about me that much is kind of mind-blowing, really.
It's just a miracle, in all honesty. If you didn't believe in miracles, then here's one now.
Finding a partner is tough at the best of times.
How would I describe how I am around women? I don't know. Women don't hang around long enough for me to find out.
But if you're young, single and religious, it's a whole other ball game.
No sex before marriage.
If you could meet your ideal Jewish person, what would it be?
Full head of hair.
Excellent.
There's definitely pressure to get married, especially when you're the last one to be married and going to your last best friend's wedding.
Tonight we're following 3 Muslim singletons on their journey to find the one.
I mean, are you looking for an Angelina Jolie in the
No, yeah, I'm never going to get one of them. They're going to run a mile when they see the beard.
We'll find out what happens when you're looking for a wife when you've barely even spoken to a girl before.
Islam demands you that you have to get married. And the older you are, the harder it gets.
And when you have left it really late.
I actually did think I would be married by now. I really did. At least once.
Should you still hold out for Mr. Perfect?
Got to rethink what my father would have wanted for me.
And if an arranged marriage is on the cards?
It's like blind date, I guess, but your mum's still a black.
How can you be sure he's the right one?
I wish I knew how I felt, but I don't. Like, I'm kind of... I think you're supposed to know, but I really don't.
Zubair is a 23-year-old practicing Muslim who is studying engineering at Manchester Uni.
My Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, advised the Muslims to keep the beard about the length that I've got, about 5 fingers. So when you grab it with a fist, it should fit in that.
He may be serious about his religion, but he's not about himself.
Hello. Very nice of you to let me into your country.
Living with Zubair. The way it comes to mind, annoying, hard, difficult. But most important of all is fun. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
A mate of mine once said, right, Zubair, it must be very hard for you to book one-way flights nowadays.
Zubair's just graduated and is planning to move to Pakistan in 5 months so he can put his degree to good use.
Maybe I'm naive thinking this, but I do want to go back and at least try to help rebuild and give back to Pakistan.
As a strict Muslim, it's his religious duty to now find a wife. He'd like to find someone in the UK, but he hasn't got long.
I pray to Allah for a lot of things. One of the more immediate goals for me is to find me a match quick time.
And there's one other problem. He has no experience of women whatsoever.
You won't be able to pull a girl even if she was pushing.
No. How would I describe how I am around women? I don't know. Women don't hang around long enough for me to find out.
Hi, Wissam Zubair. How are you?
I'm all right, sir. Yourself?
Alhamdulillah. Have a seat.
Thank you very much.
As a traditional Muslim, Zubair's never even been out with a girl. So if he's ever going to find a wife, he needs some help.
Okay, so you've had not a single girl you sat down with and you've spoken to and conversed with?
No, I mean, Actually, no, I've never sat down and spoke to a woman like that, no.
Today, he's meeting Mizan, who runs a Muslim marriage agency.
When you do arrange a meeting, okay, these are some tips.
Okay.
If you're going to check out the girl, if you're looking at her, don't gawk at her. Just say, yeah, mashallah, you're good looking, you know, meet our criteria. Beauty is important. I mean, sometimes people think religious people or those who are very conservative in their values and practice, beauty is not important. How much of a factor is beauty?
Whether you like it, whether people are silly to say that. Beauty has.
I mean, are you looking for an Angelina Jolie in a scarf?
No, yeah, I'm never going to get one of them. They're going to run a mile when they see the beard. No, I couldn't score that high.
Dress to impress. The man should look, he's serious. He should wear, you know, you don't have to wear a suit. Something smart, casual, okay? Smell good, dress up, look the part. And when you're in a meeting, be specific, get to the point. Don't waffle in your talk, don't lie, just ask the basic questions.
Okay.
Remember, men from Mars, women from Venus. There's a lot of truth in that. Yeah. Muslim or not Muslim, there's a lot of truth in that. And Muslim women are no different from any other women.
Mm-hmm.
Take care, man.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. What he was giving me in terms of advice was not just about how to present yourself, but also the actual formality of actually two people meeting each other. And bless him, it was almost like he was giving me some sort of dating tips. Almost like when you go in there, be a gentleman, pay the bill, things like that.
You know, Islamically, for us, we can't really go down to the pub and we can't go to a club to meet people, and even if we did, they won't really be Muslim.
In the Quran, it actually specifically states that men and women aren't even to be in the same room. That's how much there is that sort of difference.
What Islam says is, yes, you meet people, but don't go any further. Don't develop a physical relationship with them.
I just go up to that chick and say, excuse me, darling, can I take your number and your father's number? Because I want to ask your father if I could talk to you about marriage. Mental, they call you. Mental.
This ain't gonna be easy.
31-year-old Tabassum, or Dimpy, is a doctor and lives at home with her family in Hertfordshire.
Everyone calls me Dimpy at home, short for dimples. I used to have the dimples, but now they're like gone because of the fat. I have a very strong faith in Allah, yet I may not be a very strong practicing Muslim. I try to pray when I can.
Dimpy has always wanted to marry a doctor, and over the past 10 years, she's turned down over 60 men who haven't measured up.
Doctors in the Pakistani community are at the top of the food chain. So if I was to marry someone who was not a doctor, I don't think I would be comfortable with that.
We've had multiple proposals over the years. She'll take one look at him and she'll dismiss it.
Dimpy's dad wanted her to marry a doctor too. He died 3 years ago, and now she's more determined than ever to find the right sort of man.
I always look for a guy who my father would approve of, and that's very, very important for me.
She's trying to follow a list of expectations that she has imbibed from her father, and obviously she's very attached to him, she loves him, and we all do.
I miss him. I really miss him.
Most Muslim girls get married young, so at the ripe old age of 31, Dimpy really needs to get her skates on.
Even the nurses at work get worried about me settling down. They're all constantly on the lookout for someone.
Today she's visiting her Aunt Nabila. Since Dimpy's dad died, Nabila's been trying to find her a husband, but Dimpy's not making it easy.
Somebody has all the qualities which you want. It's very difficult to find Dimpy. This person is not tall enough for me, he's not handsome enough for me, he's not professionally, you know. These things come so low in marriage priorities, Dimpy.
Yeah, I know.
Getting married is a very serious matter.
I know.
It's
I
not...
get palpitations. When I see somebody and I just instantly know that this is not going to happen, I start getting, not a panic attack, but I think, oh my God, this is for the rest of my life. I can't. I want to get out of there as soon as possible.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't set standards that high, which is difficult to find.
So hard.
It is hard, but then you have to work for it.
Nyla is a traditional Muslim accountancy student from London. Although she loves taking risks in her free time, when it comes to finding a husband, she wants to do everything strictly by the book and have an arranged marriage.
Like everything else in life, and this sounds crazy, but why would you leave love to chance? Muslim girls aren't for rent, you know, you've got to buy it.
Nyla's the eldest girl in the family. Now she's 22, it's time to find her a husband.
Arranged marriages, especially if your mum's arranging it, it's like blind date, I guess, but your mum's still a black.
Although her mum's arranging her marriage, Nyla is allowed to say if she doesn't like someone.
She's trusting me, so I have to fulfill my responsibility.
She's like the first hurdle, so it means that if she feels that somebody is suitable, then I then kind of have the opportunity to make my own mind up.
It's been a few weeks since Nyla's mum began the search for a husband. A family friend has given her the number of a possible match. If he's going to get a meeting with Nyla, he needs to impress her mum on the phone first.
At this stage, it's literally just a stranger's number, so she would speak to them and get to know sort of what they're about, really. If she feels that, you know, that's somebody that could kind of belong in this family.
Ji, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Did you have a gut feeling?
Yes.
Or, yeah?
My concern is he hasn't got the education.
So for you, education is...
Would you like to live the person who's working in a cash and carry till?
That's fine for him.
I'm not
He's
dissing
hardworking.
anyone.
Yeah, but you are dissing someone.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to live your life. You know, you haven't got any experience of life. That's why you are just laughing and making jokes on it. I'm your mother, and I know your personality. And if I say yes, and you know things go further on, you would be the one who will turn around and will say, "Mom, you have done this to me." So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Point taken. Mums always know better, huh?
Yes.
I've got a proposal. The auntie has sent me the guy's CV.
If Dimpy's ever going to find a husband her dad would have approved of, she needs to step up her search. Recently, she's seen a matchmaker. She's emailed Dimpy the profile of a possible husband, and he wants to meet her.
You've got a CV as well.
I've got a CV. That's a fact.
Is that the new way? So it's like a job application, so...
It is.
Hi, Auntie.
I think I deserve a CV.
She may be a modern Muslim woman, but when it comes to finding someone, her brother and cousin still have to check them out first.
They do the screening because they feel that they've got to answer to my father. And that's what scares them.
He's not riff-raff.
Every time there is a marriage proposal, they get all excited. They're like, this is the one. You're getting married, you're old.
Dimpy's brother and cousin have already had to check out over 20 men since her dad died.
He seems quite professional.
He's educated.
No, he's only got a bachelor's.
Yeah, but he's educated, he's got experience. Look how much he's got, like 11 years of proven banking experience.
Is there a picture?
Yeah, there's a photo. Okay, don't laugh, yeah?
All right, look, he's not particular. I'm not going to say I wouldn't say he's good looking, but he's like, I'd still think
he.
All right, I'll tell you something. Physical attraction has to be your thing, right? I don't really care what.
He's got bad taste.
That's very true.
He's attractive in terms of his education and his
But
experience.
not really. I prefer a doctor, you know that. Yeah.
Yes, but, you know, I was going to say beggars can't be choosers, but that's really... I think we should give him a shot.
I think we are giving him a shot already. I've said, yes, I'm going to meet him anyway.
Good stuff.
I just thought I'd okay it by you guys.
Another thing that came up from one of the brothers was that she should be a good wife, should be able to cook and clean.
While her mum's on the case looking for a husband, Nyla's come to the local mosque for a workshop on what makes a successful Muslim relationship.
So these are all answers from some of the brothers. Someone with a beautiful face, And someone that is good at fulfilling my needs and be fruity. And be fruity, what does that mean? Who said fruity? Does that mean like being able to make a good fruit punch or something? Being fruity, that's one of the men. That didn't come up a lot, but it came up anyway. Or shows obedience and has no deficiencies, wears good clothing and smells nice. These are the women of paradise you're asking for. These are not, you're asking for a woman that doesn't exist on this earth.
Women and men enter a mosque separately, and inside they aren't allowed to share the same space. So Nyla is listening to the workshop through a curtain.
The reason for the segregation is because it is commanded upon us not to mix freely. You don't even have to be religious to appreciate that you're in a place of worship, and you don't necessarily want to be distracted by the opposite sex, for instance.
It's an obligation for the man to provide for his wife, her needs.
Because young traditional Muslims aren't allowed to date, they have no first-hand experience of how to behave in relationships.
For example, she's used to shopping at Asda, and you want to shop at Lidl, and you say, well, OK, let's try Lidl. You go Lidl, she's not content. She says, no, it was all right, but it wasn't that good. It was all right. And the next week she's like, let's go shopping, and you go, where are we going? She goes, Asda. You can't say no. You can't say, no, you're not going Asda, we're going Lidl. Why? Because that's what she's used to before she married you. When you get married, you're going into partnership with your wife.
Someone who is practicing down-to-earth, good sense of humour, and must be pleasing to the eye. I think that's really politely put.
Back at home, her best friend and sister are helping Nyla check out potential husbands suggested by the imam at the mosque.
You have to be good looking.
You have to. That's not what Islam teaches.
I think the brother just wants people to know that if you are...
If
you've fallen off the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down, perhaps this is not the brother to contact.
Alright, fine. Leave it as that.
Please describe your ideal match. Cut to the chase.
Nyla needs to add her profile to the mosque database.
Somebody who's open-minded, educated, and I'd say quite laid back. Would you agree? Person who has a great sense of humour and humble. Somebody who's humble and down to earth.
Yeah.
Because arrogance and someone with a bit of a temper would be like my idea of an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, and also just somebody who just keeps it real, inshallah.
I think it's his lifestyle and culture is very, very different to ours.
It's been a few days since Dimpy was sent the details of the CV guy. She's become friends with him on Facebook, and she's found out a bit more than she was expecting.
When I opened his Facebook, he's with all these skimpy dressed women out in bars and clubs. Fine, each of their own, but lots of drinking. I mean, he's having Bacardi shoved up his mouth while he's got a wine glass, and my brother was just like, this is not happening, because we're not that, liberal.
It's not about being narrow-minded. It's just about what's acceptable within the bounds of religion.
Yeah.
Right? And none of that dude is acceptable by any means within the religion.
You didn't even want me to meet him.
No, I don't. There's no point. There's no point because it's up to you if that's what lifestyle you want.
But actually, this is a test for me because up till now, I've always wanted someone very open-minded so that I could breathe. Now I'm actually thinking, no, this is not the type of lifestyle that I want to lead. So it's really disappointing. I speak to loads of girls who are my age and are not married at this point, and they're all going through the same turmoil, and I just feel, gosh, this is never ending. I know everybody says, why don't you compromise and do this and do that, blah, blah, blah. But I won't be happy with myself.
In this day, and especially in this country, it's difficult to find the right match.
If somebody could draw a diagram for me that says, if you see a nice woman and you think she'd be worth talking to about marriage, do 1, 2, and 3. I would do that in a heartbeat.
It's becoming a big comedy show. Even the students at school joke around all the time. They're like, when are you going to find the wife, sir?
It'll happen when it's meant to happen. And if that princess is watching this program, then princess, I'm very annoyed at you that you've been hiding for so long. But we can talk about that after.
As part of his religious duty to find a wife, Zubair has signed up for a Muslim marriage event. It'll be the first one he's ever attended, and he has no idea what to expect.
Really don't want to go in the traditional jubba, the long Arabic cloak, because that makes me seem really, really formal. And please, no jokes. Make sure you're serious. Please don't laugh around me. But hopefully with this, at least, they can know that, all right, even though he's got a beard, he's very Islamically inclined, he's a chilled out sort of guy.
Somebody to love,
This event is not just the next step, I think it's the first step for me. Because I've not been involved in the process particularly much at all.
Traditional Muslims don't go speed dating, but they do go to organised events where they can mix with members of the opposite sex. The marriage event is taking place at a hotel in Manchester and is mostly attended by professionals in their mid-20s. It will be the first time Zubair has ever sat down with single Muslim women to talk about the subject of marriage.
What's going through my mind at the moment? I wonder if she's there. I wonder if she's been waiting 23 years of her life and there I am coming in. Not exactly in shining armour, but hey, I got a pair of sketches and hopefully that'll be good enough for her.
With 12 women to impress, Zubair wastes no time getting stuck in.
I teach in a madrasa. So even though I started the Comedy Society in Man Uni, I teach kids as well. I gave them a test on Friday and I've got to mark them when I get home.
People get to know each other in groups, and if anyone takes your fancy, you can then ask for a one-on-one chat.
Fun and easygoing when I need to be. I'm strict and hardcore when I need to be as well. This is me. I'd feel very, very uncomfortable if my wife was not wearing a hijab. Now, my only request is that the girl be Pakistani, simply because I want to move back to Pakistan and work there. Some people have put up profiles about themselves, explain a bit more about themselves if they didn't get to say it in the group meeting. And from that, I get to decide, do I think that this person's an interesting person? Do I think we're compatible? Or do I want to know more about her? And hopefully someone's doing the same for me. I don't think so, but hey, let's give it a shot.
At the event, Zubair appears to be the most traditional male there.
When you look at him and you see the whole beard and everything, you probably wouldn't think he was as his personality and his looks don't really match. But yeah, when you actually talk to him, he's a really nice guy. And yeah, he's like really open-minded and he's really chilled out. So yeah, it was refreshing to meet someone like that.
Zubair may have made a good impression, but he hasn't had much luck.
I would have been shocked if I got a one-to-one. Most of the women here, they were much older than me. Well, not much older, 3-4 years older than me. 27, 28, 29. So they're already set in their lifestyle. They already got a career going on, etc. So to ask them to change that just because of me, and just to go to another country, the person that they've never met before.
Finding the perfect match for her daughter is proving a tricky business. And Nyla's mum has called in extra help. Today, a Muslim matchmaker has come to visit.
How old is Nyla now?
She's 22.
22, mashallah. How tall is she? She looks very tall to me.
Yeah, she's 5'6".
5'6", mashallah. Oh, God, really? How far has she got to finish her degree yet?
Still 2 years.
2 years, okay. So you start looking now. So yeah, it takes time, really, you know. Yes. But some people have been registered for me for 3 years, but they're so fussy they couldn't find somebody yet.
I suppose there's always a spark, you know, that you're going to love somebody.
The matchmaker's daughter, Nigar, had an arranged marriage 3 years ago.
But there is a spark. There definitely is a connection and a spark, you know. Otherwise you wouldn't get married in the first place, you know, to that person.
She's doing finance and accountancy.
For traditional Muslims, even arranging a first meeting can take months.
Would you think Nyla would like somebody to be on the same sort of job side, like accountant? Would you prefer?
If it is in the same field, then they do understand each other.
You need to be very relaxed about it as well, obviously, not take it too hard if there is any sort of rejection from each side.
Yeah, can you imagine? So if you see one person, you're like, nah. Next person, nah. Third one, maybe not. Fourth one, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. And then, nah, from the other side.
Yeah, exactly so.
Thank you
See
so
you
much,
as well.
Auntie.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure to
See you as well.
I'm just sort of getting used to it, kind of thing. I mean, I've seen all my friends and family kind of going through it, so you think you know what it's about, but you really don't until it kind of knocks on your door and the process begins.
Miss Independent, Miss Self-Sufficient, Miss Keep Your Distance.
Okay, give my love to Mum.
I will.
And if you need anything, and we should get together. Then
We need to get together.
Exercise rooms.
Absolutely, be catharsis for me actually, so it'd be good.
No new suitors have come through for Dimpy since the CV guy fell through, and she's still no closer to finding her ideal man.
You don't know any Muslim doctors or any doctors?
You don't?
Do you know any Muslim guys anyway? Single?
No, 'cause it's
Does
all-
Rickon know anyone?
I can ask.
Good girl.
Because you'd be a catch, right?
You know it?
Yeah.
Why are you even asking? You know it.
Exactly. I mean, like, I know you, but on paper you'd even be like a catch.
Total.
No?
Yeah, absolutely. Just need to get the weight under control. I know it's not superficial, but for me,
Yeah, but it's not about what they think. You'd want them to accept you however you are. It's how you feel personally, right?
Jake,
If you feel better.
first looks always count. That is the issue. You know it. You know when I'm thin, I always get more like people.
But that's because you're exuding loads of confidence because you're happy with yourself, right?
Very true.
Look at me psychoanalyze. Yeah.
Take
See you
care.
soon.
Thank you.
Take.
I know.
You are insane.
I never thought of it that way. I thought that I used to get more attention, and not that I don't get any more attention now from men, was because when I'm thin, I'm hugely fit. It's actually because I'm exuding a lot of confidence. That's right, actually. I should have thought of that earlier.
Dimpy's mum has recently been taken ill and has been in hospital for the past 2 weeks. So for the first time ever, Dimpy's having to run the family home.
I don't know how to do things, especially using a dishwasher. My mom was in hospital. She had to actually tell me how to. I had the mobile on at home. And there were so many dishes from like my brother and what's this bus doing? So I didn't know what to do. My mom had to tell me off while I'm in hospital, while on the phone to me, like, what are you going to do when you get married? You don't know anything. Well, I'm sorry, it's actually her fault. She's not taught me anything before. Can't help it. Everything is a mess on the tables. When I come out in the morning, I have to put everything...
So it's good practice for you.
For what?
For the future.
For becoming a cleaner?
No, it's just that it's good practice. You should know how to clean up. Like she's getting a lot of practice these days with me and my friends, and I entertain, and then she gets a lot of practice serving.
I hate it. What practice? I'm sorry, do you really think I'm just going to be serving? Is that all my life is going to be about?
No, but now at least you know how to. So yeah, there's a lot to learn, but she's getting there, slowly.
As the lead male in the family, Dimpy's brother's under increasing pressure to see her married.
I made an extra conscious effort to try to, push her to go to these events. I get all these emails and forwards and stuff, like, this and that, marriage events, Muslim marriage events, and
I'm not going.
And whatnot. Okay. Reason why she's probably thinking, I don't want to go there, like straight away you heard that. And then me and my mum are like, why not? There's no harm in it.
Because they're desperate people. There'd be lots and lots of freshies and desperate
disagree
people
with that. I
from...
completely disagree, because how can you say they're desperate? At the end of the day, everyone, if you're actively looking for a life partner, which she is, right? Okay.
Well, not really. You're making me, forcing me to do that.
We're not forcing you at all. I mean, at the end of the day, otherwise you wouldn't be here, whatever, 30, 32, 31, whatever. But the point is that you have to be more open to these other events. And she's not. At these events, you're more likely to find someone, and that's why these events are so popular.
No, but seriously, if it's somewhere like in East London or something, I'm not going to go. But if it was at some like good hotel or whatever,
why?
Because then I'm not going to meet the right type of person. I just know it.
Zubair's just leaving another marriage event. He's had no luck here or anywhere else, and it's just 2 months before he leaves for Pakistan.
It was a lot bigger venue than the first venue I went to, and still not a woman was interested, which sort of tells me that I'm doing something wrong.
They say that the world was built for two, only worth living if somebody...
Zubair suspects he's standing out at the events for the wrong reasons.
I know I'm always judged wherever I go. How? Just because I've got this thing on my face. I've got a beard. Immediately, people start having assumptions. He's a bearded guy. Okay, he's a strict Muslim. He doesn't have any fun at all in life. He doesn't go out much. He doesn't socialize much,
It's you, it's all for you.
So it's very upsetting, that people don't even know you and they think they do.
Heaven is a place on earth with you.
I didn't get any closer to my goal at this particular event, but that's not gonna stop me. I gotta keep trying. Once gotta keep trying, you can never give up.
Only with living if somebody is loving you.
Hiya, my face devoted.
After several months of actively searching, Nyla's mum has finally found a man she wants Nyla to meet. It's big news for her two best friends.
Do you know, like, he's 27 and he's done like an IT degree. So far, I mean, I don't know what he looks like just yet. No. I will see him. It's not like he's just going to turn up on the wedding day. I'll see him next weekend. You get a chance to actually listen to what he's like and give it a chance rather than just look at his photo and go, yeah.
Nearly half of all Muslims in the UK originally come from Pakistan,
Bringing his parents.
and Nyla's introduction is a British Pakistani from London.
So long as you don't feel under any sort of pressure to push yourself to like them, and not for yourself, but because for your family.
No pressure, and both parties know that when they come in, because obviously you're getting to know the person for the first time.
It's exciting. I find it's really exciting for you, Nyla.
Obviously, I'm a little bit anxious to see who is it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like blind date.
It's actually quite exciting.
But it is exciting. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep trying and trying. It's just a matter of time.
Oh wow! Oh my god! This is so cool!
Today is Dimpy's 32nd birthday.
Oh, Dr. Dimpy, that's so lovely! Oh wow.
Dimpy's been waiting for her perfect husband to come along for 10 years now.
To tell you the truth, I just feel quite old today, actually. I feel, gosh, 32 is huge. I actually did think I would be married by now. I really did. At least once. At least once.
Most Muslims get married before they're 25.
30 onwards is risky business.
If there's an unmarried woman and she's, I don't know, late 30s, they're going to start asking questions.
My clientele of women who are in their 30s or 40s, I just can't find a spouse for them.
Obviously, Asian timing, people are late. But hopefully it'll be a good turnout. You've got 1, 2, 3, 5 already. More.
To try and find the right kind of man before it really is too late, Dimpy is taking matters into her own hands.
This is funny.
She's the social secretary of the British Asian Medical Association, so she's organised an event where doctors should be guaranteed.
You are?
Regarding coming to Sanjayda.
Hi,
Hello,
thank you so much for coming.
coming.
It's a professional network, so everyone can meet up in the professional setting, and if they like each other, why not get together? So it'll be quite cool.
Nice to meet you.
Come through.
You adore them, and like you come with. She dragged me here.
Thank you.
I think I saw you girls from the train station.
No, I actually said to her, I was like, should we follow?
They're filling up really quite fast, but they're all females, and I need some more men. I've invited a lot of men. This can't be just a female-only event. This is just too wrong. We've spoke to each other, but we've not thank you very much for coming. Come through.
Dimpy's friends would love the right man to be here for Dimpy tonight, as even they are running out of options for her.
I'm trying hard to find her someone.
Haven't done too well so far.
Please come through, guys.
Okay, thank you. I haven't found the perfect person for her yet, but still looking, although at the moment I do feel like people I've thought of so far aren't good enough for her.
Yeah, but less men. Yeah, less men. We're all men. What about you, GP? They're all girls. They're like only 3 men here. Like, this is just like, I don't understand what's going on. Please welcome. Definitely. Please come through. Hello. I'm sorry. There were 30 people expected, but there's half right now, but it looks full. Thank you all very much for coming. Enjoy your meals, and yeah, I look forward to many more evenings with lots more people. So get the word out, please, and thank you. There were only about 4 guys that came to the whole event. Total turnout was about 25 people. So I'm just so unlucky in love. Like, there's no one here. I think I'm just so unlucky.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, it is. Brother Mamoon, it's Naila.
When people go on their first date kind of thing, everybody has this kind of nervous panic. And it's because, especially if it's a blind date, right?
With her introduction only days away, Naila's contacted a Muslim counsellor called Mamoon. He runs a course called Marry Mr. Right and gives advice over the phone to young Muslims preparing for marriage.
And I feel like I'm constantly trying to make everything okay for everyone, and I think that comes from being the elder sister, obviously. But then
Naila doesn't have to say yes to anyone she's not totally sure about, but it might not be easy to say no.
I think it's the pressure of going into the meeting and perhaps feeling like you won't like that person. You will then find yourself in a situation where you're going to have to pluck up the courage to say no, and it's kind of just, I think it's dealing with that.
What's going to end up happening is you're going to tell your mum, no, I don't like him. Your mum's going to tell his mum. 3 people of removal between you having to have that conversation with him, right?
Yeah.
You have literally nothing to worry about.
My mum's sitting here going, yeah, that's it, put everything on mum's shoulders.
But the truth is, it's not all on your shoulders. That's the whole point of having your families arranging the marriage together.
Yeah.
May Allah make it really easy for you and get you married to the ideal person for you.
Inshallah.
As soon as you're ready.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
The reality of having to meet a potential husband face to face is beginning to sink in.
It highlighted to me that I'm in a much better position than anybody that's actually going out there meeting somebody sort of one-to-one, because I don't have the pressures of what do I do if he's an ogre.
When you get the answer from inside you, then it is more effective rather than anybody else is telling you.
It's a bit silly to think that you won't have to reject somebody. You know, at some point you will have to do that.
There's nothing wrong with preferring, doctors. That's fine if you have your preference, but it should still mean that you are open to meeting people from other vocations, from other backgrounds.
Today, Dimpy's talking to her cousin and aunt about her search for a man, but they're running out of patience.
If you're not keen on working after you get married, what difference does it make whether he was a doctor or not?
I don't know. I've got this.
So what? You're not keen on working after you get married?
Yeah, she always says that I don't get married. I won't work after I get married.
I won't work.
So then why are you so obsessed with marrying a doctor?
Because then he can do what I was potentially meant to do.
So why are you marrying an investment banker or something? They'll still.
Are there any investment bankers around?
No, but you.
So we're now dropping this entire principle that we've held on for 10 years to find a doctor.
No, I prefer a doctor because my papa said to prefer a doctor.
What I was trying to say was that I think you should broaden your search to go beyond just one profession. Otherwise, this could go on forever. Lost your sell-by date now.
No.
And whatever we can get for you on eBay, Amazon will take.
No, that's not going to happen.
Gumtree.
Papa was very picky as well, was he not?
You have set your goals according to your father. I want you to move on in life. I want you to realize that Papa has gone and you want to have somebody who is considerate, educated, who can support you, who is understanding and loving. And that's it.
But
You
then
don't
Auntie,
see
Papa
the...
won't be happy with
Papa
it.
will be happy. Once you are settled
Papa
and
will
you
be
are...
happy if
Papa
you're
will be happy if you are happy.
Yeah, you're right. No, you are right.
Because if you agree, then you have to...
No, but that's the thing now, Auntie. It's going to take me time. Really, it's a mindset that I've grown up with. That this is what Papa said, bang, 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 and this is what I'm going to follow.
But you cannot live in your
know,
Papa's shadow
I
baby
know.
anymore. You have to move on. Because fathers and parents are never there forever. They have to go and then you have to move on.
We'll do that, inshallah. It's very hard, but I can try.
Try, think.
All this criteria that I have is just all just a sham, isn't it, really? It's not really what you need to look for a husband. I guess I'm a bit scared to allow myself to like someone. I'm just really scared that my father won't be happy with it. I've got to rethink what my father would have wanted for me. Like, since my dad's gone, I just feel I really miss him now. Now that I've spoken to my aunt, I just really miss him. I feel like visiting him now. I just feel I need to see him. Just like Papa.
This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place that I call my home.
They just left the house.
After 3 months of endless phone calls, today is Nyla's first official introduction since her mum started looking. The guy she's meeting is 5 years older than her, and he works in IT.
Obviously, she's nervous. Yeah, she's nervous. But obviously, she has to go through it. There is no other way.
What does she have to do?
Do I have to tell you everything?
Yeah, I know, I heard something. I don't know, I really don't know how I'm feeling. I'm kind of excited to see what they're all about, but at the same time, I just feel a bit I feel like there's a need to be very realistic and go into it. I don't want to be sort of all dreamy and feel like, the prince has come. It's not like that at all.
All his family are coming over for lunch, and they're preparing kebabs and biryani.
I think people will have their Sunday shoes on just because you don't want to offend anybody, but at the same time, Mum refuses to kind of go all out, just because it's kind of putting on a show. So.
I just be normal, who I am. I'm not going to pretend.
Traditional introductions between Muslim families at home are very private, so the meeting takes place behind closed doors.
What's your overall view of it?
3 hours later, the meeting is over, and Nyla must decide if she wants to take things to the next stage.
He was alhamdulillah, he was alright. He had a beard. It was like chin chin. And yeah. well, I'd say he's worthy of my sister. He's good enough for my sister.
So it just took one meeting for you to just say...
No, because... No, but you can pick up. Obviously, there's more meetings, but right now, he's got it okay, you know. He didn't speak very much, but you could see that he certainly had, like, some wit. And, well, I don't know what he thought, obviously, of me. I think I was very quiet. So at least somebody thinks I'm quiet. Oh. Obviously, after you have more meetings and stuff, I think they'll gather. Like, not in a bad way, but they'll gather, like, you know, what you're not really like, but what your personality is and what kind of person you are. They were lovely, and I would happily sort of get to know them as family friends, but it's kind of now figuring out whether I find myself fitting into that family.
We will have some more meetings, and then maybe we can say yes or no, but not at this point.
I wish I knew how I felt, but I don't. Like, I'm kind of... I think you're supposed to know, but I really don't. We'll have to wait and see.
It's only 2 weeks until Zubair moves to Pakistan. But finally, after months of searching for a wife, he's had some good news. A girl from the marriage service has requested a meeting. This is the moment Zubair's been praying for.
This is the first time I've spoken face to face with a woman about marriage, and it's peculiar. It is very peculiar indeed for me because I've never done it before. Butterflies in the stomach, is that what they call it? Assalamu alaikum, sir. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much, sir. My name's Zubair. Nice to meet you, sir.
My name is Abdul Khalik.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Should we take a seat?
While Hassana waits in the corner, Zubair has to chat to her dad first.
So, what would you like to know about me?
I think it'd be good if you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I was born and raised in this country for 14 years. I used to live in Leicester. I moved to Pakistan when I was about 14 years old.
Parents?
My parents are still in Lahore, sir. Okay then. So, shall we get started? I don't know.
Please.
Okay then. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm looking all the way over there, wondering where is he.
That's okay.
Jazakallah.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, fine. Thank you very much. Yourself?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well.
MashaAllah.
I'm Hassana.
Nice to meet you, Hassana.
I'm 23. I work as an English teacher in South London, alhamdulillah. I just graduated.
It may be Zubair's first time, but Hassana has been looking for the last 18 months, and she's had 20 meetings like this one already.
I like to keep myself busy.
I like that too.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. So you mentioned you stay in Manchester?
Yeah, I live in Manchester.
Okay.
I live in the corner of Rusholme and Moss Side. Okay. So if I want to relate to another Muslim, I'm in Rusholme. If I want to scare a white guy, I'm in Moss Side. It works all the time.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know if you have any questions for me.
Dun. She said, hoping for some easy questions. What would you prefer in a guy as well?
Somebody who is quite calm in terms of their personality.
Shall I go now?
I think that's kind of the kind of person that I'm looking for, inshallah.
All right, so Pakistani origin, ethnicity?
No, Indian.
Indian?
Yeah.
You ever been back home?
I've been once when I was 16.
Wow.
I've been to Pakistan once as well, actually.
Oh, they let you
in. So are you hoping to remain in the UK, or are you looking to go back?
I would like eventually to go back to Pakistan, yes.
Right.
Because I do want to work in Pakistan. What would you think about philanthropic work in different countries?
The idea of doing charity work in itself is not, that's not an issue. That's something that I would want to do. But it's just the idea of doing it in another country. Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be a bit daunting. I think I'm done with my questions as well for now, inshallah.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair.
All right then. I guess we'll part ways and see where this takes us.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah.
Okay.
Thank you very much
Take
for your
care,
time.
inshallah. Okay.
Jazakallah khair, sir. Thank you very much for letting me speak with your daughter. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. How do you open this door? Right, there we go. I think I'm just gonna call my parents, tell them that I met a girl and I liked her.
I think initial meetings are always very, very nerve-wracking. But no, you came across quite confident, which is you know, quite different.
5'7"-ish. I hope I was handsome enough for her as she was pretty enough for me. That was a stupid way to put it, but yeah. She looked very beautiful. She was very beautiful, mashallah. She asked me, do you want to go back to Pakistan? I basically said yes. And she said, I'm not sure if I want to leave my family. Bloody, bloody, blah.
I'll be considering all of the things that he said, scrutinising them, if you will, and then make a decision based on that. Generally, in these circumstances, it would be the girl who'd kind of dictate whether she'd want another meeting or not. So it's definitely putting, you know, us girls in the driver's seat.
From the first meeting, although you can't tell a lot from the first meeting, I liked her very much, and it would be nice to see her again. I would like that. I would like that.
Let's see, how am I going to do this? I don't know.
It's been 3 weeks since Dimpy's chat with her aunt and cousin, and today she's getting ready for the biggest trip of her life. She's going on a pilgrimage to Mecca. It's a chance to work out what she really wants.
I'm going for the Hajj. It's a mandatory pilgrimage that every Muslim has to make once in their lifetime. And I'm doing this because I do everything else and I need that spiritual fix. I just want to forget about marriage proposals, the fact that I'm 32, etc., etc. I just want to, you know, just chill. I need this me time, and I think this will be my me time. I don't know if I've done it right, but it's done. I think I look okay. I think I pulled it quite well, actually. Quite impressed with myself. I just need to sort it out in my head to see what I really want, do I really want to get married in the first place? So that's another thing. Do I really want to get married? And I don't know.
Zubair is leaving for Pakistan tonight. And time's almost run out for Hassana to decide if Zubair's right for her or not.
Assalamualaikum. Yes?
Mizan from the marriage service has the answer.
No, we did click very well, obviously, but because she's got her own thing going on here, she probably doesn't want to leave leave the UK, basically.
Hassana doesn't want to see Zubair again if he is moving to Pakistan.
Me going back to Pakistan, that's a dream that's never going to change. I'm literally packing my bags now to go. I don't know if you know, I'm leaving today, alhamdulillah. So I don't know how much more flexible I can be, because I want to, that's my dream, and I'm not giving up on it. Yeah. Take care, sir. Assalamu alaikum. The UK search, I believe, is over for me. So I might as well just go back to Pakistan and have a look there. Finding a partner is never easy. It's a difficult search, full stop. Everybody's search is harder, and my criteria is even harder. The success was never in my hands anyway. If you're a Muslim, or if you believe in God, you believe that. You believe that you tried, and God rewards the effort.
So Zubair is heading to Pakistan with the hope that his search for a wife will be more successful over there.
I know it's going to be hard, but then I'll remind myself that, look, mate, nothing in life's supposed to be easy. Nothing worth doing is easy. So get back up and keep fighting.
Since her introduction with the potential husband, Nyla's been thinking long and hard about whether to take things to the next stage and meet him again.
After you've been introduced to somebody, you're supposed to pray something called Salatul Istikhara, which means, in English, it's just literally you asking Allah, you're asking God to guide you. If something's good for you, let it happen, and if it isn't, move you away from it and replace it with something better. After having done that and after having sort of prayed to God and really giving it some thought, I decided that it wasn't the one, that wasn't the family that was going to be the one. I think we've had different upbringings, and obviously I've been sort of born and raised here, and I think he's been raised up in Pakistan, and so we kind of wouldn't be on the same sort of level in terms of how we connect. So I think in that sense, yeah, I didn't quite feel right.
But luckily for Nyla, there are more possible matches on the horizon.
There's a Muslim forum online where my mum's seen some profiles that her sister has put up regarding some practicing brothers who are looking to settle down. And I think there's 3 profiles on there, but she quite likes one of them. Hopefully it won't be too many different families. Hopefully it won't get to that. But 6 months, a year down the line, inshallah, looking forward to finding somebody to settle down with. And in Arabic we say sukoon, peace and tranquility, to create that environment within your home. There's nothing more beautiful than that.
Dimpy's back from Mecca, and it was an emotional trip.
Put it all behind me, nothing left to do or doubt.
I was crying like a baby, I was screaming, and I didn't care if whoever was looking, because I was talking to my Allah. And I feel so much better after that. 3.5 years of emotions stuck were like all released. It was superb. And that's why I'm at peace with myself.
Finally, she's putting the past behind her.
When I find the right person, it'll just happen, and it'll probably end up being like the ugliest non-doctor there is around,
For the first time in 10 years, she's ready to compromise.
If someone comes my way, then hey, that's going to be the most amazing thing ever if he comes my way. And I will embrace him.
But innocence is fair game. I'm hoping I can hold it in.